Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly, presented by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined via Zoom by the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball program, Roger Powell Jr., as we get set for Tuesday's game at UNI and we look back at this past week of action. It was another special performance for Cooper Schwieger, 20 points in the first half, 26 for the game, a new career high. How important has it been to keep him on the court, and how nice was it to keep him out of foul trouble and see him do that on Saturday?
Yeah, it was great to let him play and have him on the court. I mean, when he's on the court, we're way better. And he just continues to improve. And, I think this year has been a year for him to, as a freshman, have a lot of responsibility. Usually guys make a huge jump from their freshman to sophomore year. And we've seen those jumps taking place even in this season. So it's very positive, and just want to continue to keep him getting better and, taking on the challenge like he has all year.
There were stretches in the game where he played very well. It was a strong first half. How do you bottle that up and do it for 40 minutes? What are the challenges of playing as well as you did have at stretches for an entire 40 minutes with this young team?
It's a challenge. I mean, when you have to be honest, a lack of experience and this league is very talented. I think this roster, wasn't built to be able to compete at a high level in this league. But at the same time, we're fighting and we're playing really well in stretches. But it's just, I think you see in the end of these games, these other teams have changed out. They have the next gear. They're able to get to the next gear, and I think some of that's experience. Some of it, man, is the talent. We got to address in the off season. But with that being said, with the roster I have, absolutely proud of their fight. Just got to keep locked in and try to find a way to make some shots late in the game and get some stops. And hopefully here the next game or two, man, we're able to kind of pull out and get one of these games. But I'm going to keep the same approach, and that is we're just going to keep fighting and doing our best.
You mentioned making shots, and Sherman Weatherspoon has done that over the last two games. How have things been different for him over the last couple games, and how do you keep that going the rest of the way?
He's been up and down all season, and hopefully we can kind of build this into another game here. When he's making shots, it gives us a chance. Hopefully he can be consistent with that. You need our team, need him to bring some defensive intensity also. We have to be able to get stops late in the games, not all just about making shots. But very positive to see him making shots and taking them with confidence. Hopefully he can, continue that, these next couple games as we close out the regular season.
I want to ask you an off the court question. You gave the grit chain to a non-player this past week, Dot Nectarline, who's been the longtime official scorer here. She's retiring at the end of the season after 40 years. She was honored before the game on Wednesday. What was it like to recognize Dot, and how special was that for you?
She deserved it. I think if you look at this season, I think the guys are fighting, and we had some gritty plays in games, but where our record is and not being able to finish games, there's really nothing gritty about that. So I haven't been doing the grit chain because it needs to be earned. It's something that you got to earn. But with that being said, as you look around our program and you think of someone that's earned it, her commitment to Valpo basketball for 40 years, that was gritty, and she earned it. So, I look for those moments to highlight people in the program, people who've meant a lot to the success and have been around, for the program for multiple years, and Dot has. And I told her in our meeting, because we met with the staff in the office when I gave her the grit chain, I was like, when I came back and she was here, I felt at home, and just grateful for her and what she means to Valpo basketball.
Let's look ahead. Quick turnaround with an early game on Tuesday this week at UNI. What do you have to do different from the first time you played the Panthers to be successful on Tuesday?
Just got to be a lot tougher inside, man. They just scored really easy in the paint against us. They just got to play better defense. I need Jackson to show up. I need Ola to show up. I need Jerome to give us a defensive presence. And I think those three areas are crucial for us. I need Casper to, actually play confident, look at the basket. And, we're going to need, Connor to make some shots and, not foul out in 11 minutes and 28 seconds, So, I think if you put all those factors in, it gives us a way better chance to win. And that was the result last game. I don't think it was so much of what they did. I think it was more of us. We weren't tough, and they just took advantage of us, our interior defense. And we got to be tougher. We're going to be on the road. They're playing great. They just beat Drake. So, you know, if we want to give ourselves a win, those things I mentioned, they have to be different.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball program, Roger Powell Jr. Again, the game will be on ESPN Plus on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. and then home at the Arc for a Sunday 1 o'clock game, Senior Day, Illinois State in town. Ticket information, valpoathletics.com/tickets. We'll talk to you again next week on Valpo Basketball Weekly, presented by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.